Hi friends, welcome to my channel Cloud with Ravi. In today's session, we will be seeing about a Bastion server. What is a Bastion server? Bastion server is a fully managed service that provides more secure and seamless remote desktop connection (RDP) and SSH, which is a secure shell protocol, access to the virtual machines without any exposure through the public IP addresses. Provisioning the service directly in your local or peer virtual network to get support for all the VMs within it. Okay, so usually when we create a server, let's see here, you'll get the public IP addresses and private IP addresses. So using public IP addresses, we will do the RDP into the servers. So if the servers are not having public IP addresses, how do we access them? Uh, these servers I have created, let me go ahead and show it to you, without network security groups. So how to create them? Go to Azure Virtual Machines, select source group, give any name, select region, availability zone, and the image you want, give the ID and password, select the size. And here I'm not selecting anything, any port. This is the one option which I have did. Go to the desk. I will go to the networking. Here as well, I have selected the virtual network which I created and the subnet and public IP address. If you just select no, it won't create the public IP address. It will create only the private IP address. So we do not have an option to RDP from the outside world to the server. So for NIC, I selected no, and you can select all the default settings and just review, create and create. So once you create this, server will be created, but I have selected a public IP address. That is the reason it is showing up the public IP address. And if you go to the networking, you will see no inbound port rules. Why? This is because I didn't select any RDP ports like 3389 for RDP and 22 for SSH. So I didn't select, and even I didn't create, if you remember, we didn't select any NSG network security groups to be created. That is the reason we are not finding any network security groups in this particular VM. Even for the other server also, it's the same. So no rule is associated. So how to access these servers? This is the reason we are using Bastion. If you see the Bastion server, you can you can see the description here. You can use Bastions to configure web-based access to your virtual net VMs. So any VM, if you want to access using web from the browser, we can use Bastion server. And how to create a Bastion server? Let me go and show it to you. Create a Bastion server. We need to use the virtual VNet. So once we create a Bastion server in a particular VNet, we will be able to access all the virtual machines in that particular VNet. So to access any VM in a particular VNet, one Bastion server is required per one virtual network. Okay, so just get an M Bastion server is 2 standard tier. Okay, virtual network. I want Azure Lab Resource Group, virtual VNet 1. If you see here, we do not have a Azure Bastion subnet. So for creating a Bastion server, we should have a separate subnet. Once we create separate subnet, then only we can create the Bastion server. And you can see here the prefix should be at least 26. Okay. So let's go ahead and create a Azure Bastion subnet. So let's go ahead. If you click on deploy Bastion directly, it will create all the required like subnets and other things for us. If you configure manually, you need to configure it manually. If you see subnet here, we have only one subnet. Bastion, let me do it automatically. Mhm. So the subnet was missing here. So you can select the public IP address, name for the Bastion server, and that's it. Mm, This is only one mandatory thing which we need to create separately. It will take few minutes, won't take much time. And if uh, when your servers are not exposed to the internet, like a public, if you're not able to access them from RDP, it is like more secure, like so there would be less attacks, like because you're not able to RDP itself, so you won't be able to hack them or you won't be having many other issues. So for accessing them, we can use directly from web, whether it is RDP or SSH. So it's still taking some time. Let's get a bash instance. The meantime, let's see virtual networks. Okay, discard. You can see here it has created Azure Bastion subnet, and the subnet range is /26. So here we can create 59 servers here in this one. Okay. Taking time. You can see here Azure Bastion. Let's open it. It's still taking some time. Okay, let's check the virtual machines. By the time it gets completed, let's check the virtual machines. This is server one. Public IP address. No, we should not try with the public IP address because we are trying to access it with private. So this is a Windows Server 10.0.0.4. So let me try to RDP the server 10.0.0.4. You can see it here. Let me try to connect. If you see, it will get timed out eventually. So it got timed out. Even if we try the public IP address, it won't connect. Can you guess the reason why? Because we didn't allow any RDP ports. We didn't give any rule to connect, right? So we can try with 4.246.224.116. Even this won't work. When it takes this so much of time, it is not connecting. Okay. Now let's try to connect from the bash server. You can see the here server here. Okay, so to come to the server one, try to click on connect, click on Bastion. You can see here. So we are not opening any remote desktop RDP from the server. We trying to directly access from web. Username, Ravi admin is my username. Password. Try to connect. Let me enable the pop-up blocker. Allow. Done. Hello. You can see here now. I directly logged into the Windows server from my web. If you want to confirm if this is the same server or not, go to Command prompt, host name, you can see the server one. Excuse me. In the same way, if you want to access server 2 as well, which is a Linux machine. So you can see you can see. So now we were able to access both servers, server 1 and server 2, Windows and Linux using Bash and server. So I hope you understood how to log in using Bash and server and what is a Bash and server. And the key takeaway for this session would be like once you create a Bash and server, you should have a subnet Azure Bash and service created already. Without that, you won't be able to create a Bash and service. I guess you understood the session. In case if you have any queries, you can message in the comment section. I would be happy to clear your doubts. Thank you and you have a great day.